Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Market value of Iraq's natural resources surpasses $15 trillion. The financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Muhammad Salih, confirmed on Saturday that the market value of Iraq's wealth exceeds $15 trillion, the Iraqi News Agency INA reported. Saleh told INA that Iraq is one of the richest countries worldwide with natural resources, explaining that Iraq ranks 9th in the world with its resources that can be exported or used in local industries. According to estimations, the market value of natural resources in Iraq exceeds $15 trillion, compared to $45 trillion for the United States of America, which is ranked second worldwide, following Russia, whose resources are estimated at $75 trillion, the Prime Minister's financial advisor said. Countries such as Canada, Australia and New Zealand relied on manufacturing and exporting raw materials to reach economic stability and development, representing one of the theories of export-led growth, Saleh clarified. And the Iraqi official elaborated that industries based on natural resources and raw materials are able to make Iraq a great model of economic development and a leading developed nation. 2 months ago, the Iraqi Ministry of Industry and Minerals held a conference in Baghdad to encourage investments in mineral exploration and petrochemicals in addition to the fertilizer and cement industries, highlighting the large reserves of minerals available and the abundant energy to exploit them, the National reported. The Iraqi Minister of Industry and Minerals, Khalid Batal Najm, offered investors long-term partnership opportunities in a long list of state-linked phosphate, nitrogen, sulfur, fertilizer and glass production projects, according to the National. Although Iraq has some of the largest oil reserves in the world, estimated at 143 billion barrels of proven reserves, it also has abundant sulfur, phosphate, and natural gas. Iraq has recently invested in many projects to start taking advantage of the associated gas being flared in oil facilities in the country. And the Iraqi Ministry of Oil announced on Saturday that oil export revenues during June exceeded $7 billion. According to raw data issued by the State Organization for Marketing of Oil (SOMO), the total exports of crude oil during June were nearly 100.6 million barrels, with revenues estimated at $7.11 billion. SOMO data revealed that the total quantities of crude oil exported during June from oil fields in central and southern Iraq were 98,725,620 barrels, the quantities loaded from warehouses to Jordan were 299,445 barrels, and oil exports from the Al-Qayyara oil field in Nineveh Governorate in northern Iraq were 1,033,987 barrels. The average price per barrel was more than $71.11, compared to $71.03 in May. The average daily quantity exported from Iraq exceeded 3.33 million barrels per day. Iraqi oil exports are loaded by international companies from ports on the Arabian Gulf and through the Turkish port of Sian. The country's oil export revenues in May were more than $7.3 billion. In April, Iraq's oil export revenues exceeded $7.6 $69 billion, according to an official statement. The total exports of crude oil during March exceeded 109 million barrels, with revenues slightly exceeding $7.5 billion. Crude oil exports during February were a little more than 92.25 million barrels, with revenues exceeding $7.62 billion, while in January, Iraq exported more than 101.24 million barrels with $7.66 billion in revenues. U.S. Energy Information Administration (EIA) has reported a dramatic upswing in its weekly crude oil imports from Iraq, with the volumes doubling over the last week. According to EIA's compiled data, the average daily import of crude oil from 9 primary exporting nations surged to 5.709 million barrels. This represents an increase of 137,000 barrels from the daily average of 572 million barrels noted the week prior. The United States imported an average of 216,000 barrels per day from Iraq last week, marking an increase of 114,000 barrels per day from the previous week's relatively modest average of 102,000 barrels per day. Canada, a key trade partner, held the leading position in the list of top suppliers, delivering a hefty daily average of 3.776 million barrels. Mexico, another North American ally, followed suit with a robust daily average output of 758,000 barrels. Saudi Arabia, an influential OPEC member and longtime supplier of crude to the U.S., maintained steady shipments, averaging 460,000 barrels per day. The South American country of Colombia also featured prominently in the supply chain, with a consistent delivery averaging 222,000 barrels per day. Nigeria maintained a steady supply of 96,000 barrels per day, while Brazil and Ecuador provided daily averages of 71,000 and 67,000 barrels respectively. Libya, despite its ongoing political turmoil, managed to ship an average of 43,000 barrels per day to the United States. Yes dear, all this is very good news for all of us. Thanks, take care.